Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the Tinie Well. We have made it through the first week of the year, and I can already tell that this is going to be a great year for a lot of people because so many are focused on internal growth and material well-being, and I just think that the only way to spread love and positivity is to look in the mirror and consciously make the decision to take care and do better. So, with that in mind, I decided to share with you all some of my reflections for the new moon and the intentions that I have set for the year to come. So this is the Many Moons Lunar Calendar for 2019. So far, I love this planner and how organized it is, with all of the moon and astrology cycles. It has tarot spreads throughout, the monthly rituals for self-care and life manifestation. And throughout the book, it also has little writing reflections that you can do to take a deeper look at yourself and the habits that you may have. Kind of take the time to see what needs to be done for your path. There was a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn on January 5th. New moons are really good for setting intentions and taking the time to write down your plans and goals. And so it was really nice that this came right at the beginning of the year. Capricorns are known for hard work and structure, and so this is an awesome time to set boundaries with yourself and plan out all the things that you would like to accomplish this year. So getting started with the first box of questions, which are all focused on support, the base, consistency, and your root system. The first question that I kind of wanted to talk about with you all is, what consistent practices are supporting my most important goals? My three most important goals this year are self-care, writing, and the Tinie Well. For self-care, I really wanted to make sure that every day I'm asking myself, how do I feel and what do I need? Doing this will just keep me aware of my emotions and energy throughout the day, and making sure that whatever is thrown my way, that I can take a step back and come to a sense of peace within myself. Then later I can decompress. With writing, I am wanting to take at least 30 minutes of my day every day to work on a project or at least ponder on an idea. And I'm going to limit myself to 1 to 2 projects at a time so that I'm not overwhelming myself. Of course, I'm still going to be writing down my creative burst of idea, but it's really just about finishing what I have started before I just jump to a new project. And for the Tinie Well, I've been trying to follow the cycles of the moon. Each phase represents a step in the plan. You set the intention, you put that intention into action, you release all that you've worked on, you reflect what you worked on, and then you start the process over again with a new intention. My goal is to post my big concept videos every full moon and using the rest of the moon phases to prepare for my delivery to you all. Power, will, focus, and collaboration. Now, this next question was truly triggering because I kind of wasn't sure what exactly it was asking at first. Do I trust my will? So I believe that I have strong will. I believe that when I really do want to do something, that I'm willful enough to get it done. However, I don't know if I trust myself to do the things that I need to get done, if that makes sense. Because there is a balance between playing Sims because I know that I'm going to use it for my channel, or playing Sims until 4 in the morning on a work night. You know, one is needed because it's productivity, but the other is just plain foolery. Or when I make cinnamon rolls for the house, I could have 1 or 2 because I know that's what I like. But if I'm just having, 4 or the whole bunch because I'm hungry, I know I need to eat some food instead of just filling up on cinnamon rolls. And that was just really triggering, because thinking about consistency and self-discipline, knowing that self-discipline isn't a strong suit of mine, this is just even more of a sign that I really need to pay attention to my habits and work on those things. Intuition, magic, mystery, and trust. And the question that I wanted to bring up was, how often do I practice surrender? I haven't really put in that time like I used to and like I should. There was a time where every morning and night before I go to bed, when I wake up and before I go to bed, I would meditate for 5 minutes a day. And at that time, I was very mindful. I feel like I was clear-headed, more energized, but life was kind of thrown at me, and that practice kind of took a back seat to everything else that I had going on. So taking the time to surrender everything that I have going on throughout the day, or all the things that I want to plan throughout the day, just giving myself 5 minutes when I wake up and 5 minutes before I go to bed every day to release and surrender and declutter my mind and give myself a sense of stillness. Because honestly, it really does help your productivity at the end of the day. And the very last box is talking about the relationship to the divine, the source, the spirit, the higher power, God, whatever you want to call it. What connects me to the source? When I think about the source, I more so think of the connected consciousness that we are all a part of. And connecting to that for me is taking deep breaths, closing my eyes, and kind of just like letting it be. So meditating, that's my connection to the source. A sense of zoning out, and I'm like getting deeper and deeper into myself, which in turn is getting deeper and deeper into my consciousness and subconsciousness. And then eventually I start seeing like colors and shapes, and everything's going like in and out of each other. And to me, like, that is the connective consciousness, like the universe that we are all a part of, like Tat Taban Asi. We are all of the same. How do I honor the connection? And this one was a interesting one, because that one is talking more so about that God or higher power figure. And although I do believe in a higher power, this is an area that I could do a lot better in. I do say thanks and believe in spreading the light, but I honestly haven't talked or connected to the idea of God or the higher power in a really long time. I grew up in the church and I went to Christian school for a large amount of my life, and I felt like no one was ever really willing to answer the questions that I was asking. It was either, like God is the answer, or go to the Bible for that answer, and it just wasn't, I guess, the type of conversation that I was looking for. And so, that kind of caused me to reject the church and all the things that I had grew up learning, and I started to seek for my own answers. However, now I do see the importance of having a connection to spirituality and having a sense of what God or the higher power means to me. I was having a conversation with my mom, and she was telling me how church isn't just for learning the word, but it's a great place to find community and like-minded people who share the same faith and spirituality as you do. And so when you are on your path of, finding your spirituality, you can connect with others and, kind of look to the collective experiences of how people connected to their faith. And in turn, that could give you ideas of how you would like to connect to your own idea of God. Another goal that I have for this year is connecting to my understanding of God and the higher power, and really diving deep into my spirituality, and just finding a great foundation of faith that I can just build upon and really revel in my spirituality and love for the universe. So those are the 4 reflection prompts for the new moon in Capricorn. All in all, consistency is key. And that's a huge part of what I would like to work on this year. It's just making sure that I am constantly progressing and finishing what I started. Even if I slack off or feel like I need time for a project, just making sure I'm disciplined enough to pick it back up and keep it moving. Below, I have listed all of the questions to the prompt, and I'm very interested to know about your reflections. So feel free to comment or send a direct message about your journey. If you don't want to send your personal reflections, that is a-okay with me, but I'd at least like to know if this has helped you in any way, or if there are other reflection prompts that you'd like to share with me. Thank you all for tuning in, and you know how much I love a like and a subscribe. Also, please share this video if you think it may help anyone that you know. I hope everyone has a healthy, productive, and prosperous year. Take care, loves.